As Michigan's first early in-person voting period began this weekend, we're starting to get some of the first day numbers from our local areas.
13 on your side political reporter Josh Albertus joins us now to break down those numbers and tell us what officials are saying. Josh.
Well, we've been getting some of those first day numbers in from some sites in our area. Let's take a couple look at those. In Ottawa County, the clerk tells me that on Saturday, 161 people used their early voting sites. In Kent County, a little more populous over there. We've now been told 443 people used those sites on Saturday. Local clerks are going to start using that data they get from over the weekend and the rest of this week to kind of navigate how they're going to be able to go about this critical year and what we can expect going forward.
The polls have opened for Michigan's February 27th primary election, and it's the first time all clerks in the state can say that before Election Day, this being the first election in state history to mandate at least 9 days of early in-person voting, starting this past Saturday and ending next Sunday.
The voters have also been very excited about early voting, a chance to get their voice heard before Election Day and not wait in the long lines.
And now in some counties, the first day numbers are in. In Kent County, the clerk's office reported 443 people having voted on Saturday. In Ottawa County, where local clerks chose to combine all early in-person voting to 4 centralized sites, 161 voters went to the polls. Ottawa's clerk said at the start of what is an all-new system, they figured anything was possible.
We obviously didn't exactly know what to expect on the very first day of early voting.
But with what turnout they did have, he said he's glad to see the numbers they did.
The presidential primary is kind of one of those elections that's not necessarily as in voters' consciousness as other major elections that we have coming up this year. And so I feel like it was a really successful day with a pretty strong turnout from our communities.
The entire early voting period is what the clerk said they'll be watching closely to establish first-time data to handle future elections.
As we look at trends and data from other states, what we typically see is that turnout in early voting periods is higher during the last couple of days of early voting. So, in our case, it'd be on that 8th and 9th day. We would anticipate probably seeing more people than what we had seen in previous days.
Another factor in play is how many people already sent in absentee ballots. As of Sunday, Ottawa County had almost 25,000 absentee ballots returned for the primary, out of just over 40,000 such ballots that were sent out. As their dry run continues, watching how many make use of the early in-person voting and how it progresses will likely be key for counties like Ottawa as they navigate new terrain in a critical year.
All really good data for us to be collecting right now as we're preparing for how we need to plan for the next couple of major elections that we have.
And early voting is set to end this coming Sunday. Until then, early voting sites are required to remain open every day for at least 8 hours each day. To find out where your early voting site is, you can visit the Secretary of State's early in-person voting website.
Thank you.